You want to sit with your legs crossed. You want to extend those legs, do whatever works for you. You want to grab a blanket, you want to grab a kitty to help you. Kitty. That's fine. If you want to extend your legs, cross your legs, maybe lay down to start or stand, whatever works for you. But just find a place to get comfortable just for a few moments. Slow down that body, that mind, and that breath. Sitting up nice and tall, taking each vertebrae, stacking one on top of the other, creating some length, creating some lift all the way through that spine. I see you now. All right. Well, you can see me too. All right.
Do you love me too?
Just taking a moment to slow down that being. Maybe your morning just began, maybe it began a long time ago. But just try and slow down everything that's going on in that mind. Just trying to bring that focus to the here and now. Trying to keep your focus throughout the next bit. And if you find that mind drifting and tiptoeing away, bring yourself back to that breath. The next time you inhale, lifting up through the top of the head. As you exhale, lower that chin to your chest. And then just begin gently rocking that head out side to side, right, left, right. And taking a half neck circle, always to protect the sanctity of the neck. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. And just hold it here. Press that left shoulder down away. Create some space to the side of the neck. If you'd like, you can take the right hand up, rest on the side of the head. And releasing that hand, relaxing that shoulder again a couple times, just rock it out. And then when you're ready to take the left ear to the left shoulder, take it over and hold it here. Press that right shoulder down away. And then relax that shoulder and rock it out a couple more times. And when you're ready, chin to your chest, holding it here. Press the shoulders back and down. And then when you're ready, lifting that head up and taking those arms down beside you. Inhale up, exhale, and folding it forward. Seated forward fold. Oh my goodness. He does not get enough attention, obviously. Alrighty. I really do believe not only are people going to need some mental help after all this stuff, but our animals too, because they're so used to having people around. But oh my goodness, this cat could get attention 24 hours a day and still want more. All right, inhale up. Let's bring ourselves all the way up. If you got those legs crossed, go ahead and take them out from underneath you. Extend them. If you're sitting up on anything, you might want to remove that too. And inhale up and exhale and folding it forward. Again, just another seated forward fold. Take a second to bring that body to a place where you can feel a stretch through those hamstrings. And just relax over. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale, let's bring ourselves up. So take that right leg and cross it over the left. So cross the right leg over the left. And then from here, you can use that left arm to hug that leg in if you wish, but we're just gonna take a twist. We're gonna inhale that right arm up, and exhale, take it back, twist. And you can just use that arm again if you'd like to pull that leg, cross it in through the body, feel it stretch to the outside of the leg, back through the buttocks. And then from here, let's go ahead and bring ourselves back to center. And then with the opposite hand, the left hand, either the first two fingers to the toe or the hand to the arch of the foot, you're just gonna take and extend that leg. And we're gonna take that right arm up again, inhale, exhale, twist, and take a little reach back. We're just extending through that leg. And again, if you're not comfortable with those toes, you can take the arch of the foot, just try and extend through that leg. Try and take that twist and that rotation through that torso. And just hold it here. And then from here, just gently untwist, release, inhale up and exhale and fold it forward. Nice kitty. All right, once again, let's just take it up. Take the left leg, cross it over the right. Same thing on the other side. Get yourself comfortable. And then inhale that left arm up. And exhale, take that left arm back behind you and take that twist. I'm trying to take that twist from the torso, not lean back. Keep that spine upright, nice and tall, nice and long. And just breathe right here. And then once again, untwist, right hand, take a hold of that foot, however is good for you. Extend through that leg, extend through that hamstring. When you're ready, inhale that left arm up. Exhale, take that left arm back behind you and twist. Just a seated variation, somewhere we'll make our way a little bit later, standing. Let's see, kitty. And once again, release, unwind, release that leg, inhale up, and exhale and fold it forward. All right, that seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming as far forward as you can go, holding it here. And then nice deep breath, inhale, head up, chest up. Let's bring it all up together. And let's go ahead and come up onto our hands and our knees for a couple of cat cows. All right, your time, kitty. Bring your chin in towards your chest. Draw the shoulder blades apart, tuck that chin in, tuck that tailbone under, stretch and lengthen that spine. And then reverse that curl, make your way into cow, lift that tailbone up, lift that chest, lift that chin. And then cat and cow. Inhale, exhale, round, reverse. Take that spine, articulate it, each vertebrae at a time, to stretch. One more time each way. We're going to make our way to a neutral spine, whatever flat back is for you. And then from here, we're going to curl those toes and we're going to lift those knees so they're hovering right above the ground. So warming up that core, pull that belly in, tuck that belly in nice and tight, and knees are just hovering right above the ground. And breathe. And then come down and sit back into a child's pose for a moment. You need to roll out those wrists, feel free. You can just slide those arms in a little bit, roll the wrists one way, and then roll the wrists the other way. And then reach the arms long. Bring the hands back, bring ourselves back up. Bring those knees back to hip distance and hands shoulder width. Come back into that hover hold right here. And then from here, we're just gonna step back, and then step in a little bit. So again, warming up that core, warming up that body, just kind of a little bear crawl. Just taking it back, taking it in, and then take it back, hover and hold here, belly in, one more breath, and then once again, to your knees, to that child's pose. And then from here, coming up, making your way into your downward facing dog, cover your toes, push the body weight back into your heels, push the chest away from the arms, and come into that down dog. Here too, if you need to walk it out, settle into your down dog, do what you need. And then looking towards those hands, walk the feet to the hands, twist standing forward fold, head, chest, and body going, coming towards those legs, lengthening those hamstrings, lengthening that back as we draw it all together. Here too. If you need to, do what you need, walk it out. And then let's inhale to a flat back. Take that gaze down over those feet. Push those hamstrings back and pull the crown of the head forward. And back to your forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, nice flat back, up, up, up. We come all the way up, standing, bring it up, and bring the hands down around to our heart center. And then into a little tree pose. If you need help with balance, you can take a wide kickstand in your tree. You can take a narrow kickstand. If you can though, picking up that right foot, putting it on the inside of that left thigh or the left calf, anywhere except for avoiding that knee joint. Standing up nice and tall, create some length. And then if you're looking for a little challenge, you can move that head, you can take that gaze up. And then opening up that tree. And again, if you need that challenge, you can take your gaze up, It's going to change center of gravity and balance, drawing that right knee out all the while and pushing that weight into that left leg, grounding that left foot. Also, too, if you need a little more challenge, you can take a little back bend. Totally up to you. If you're not up for that challenge, just keep your head steady. Keep your head center, find a focal point. And then bringing those hands back to your heart center. And then as we release that right leg, we're going to cross that right leg over the left. So we're going to cross that leg over. Make sure you've got a nice stable base. We're going to inhale up, exhale, fold it forward. So coming into that forward fold. And then from here, walking ourselves over a little bit towards the left side. Again, right leg crossed over the left, walking the body over to the left a little bit. Then we stretch to the outside. And then walking our hands over to the right now. So coming over to the right. And now feeling hopefully a stretch a little bit more through the outside of the left leg. And getting into that IT band. And then walking it back to center. Folding, holding here. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse swan dive, making our way up, all the way to standing, coming up, bringing the hands down around. And then once you get there, you can uncross those legs. If you need to shake it out, do what you need, and then get ready for the other side. Also, too, again, remember for balance, you can also stand in front of a big, large piece of furniture or a bare wall while you do your balance pose postures. So do what you need, find your challenge point. Good. Finding that challenge place. A big piece of furniture could help. I was just actually reading an article the other day about yoga and balance. And if you don't use it, you lose it. Which is totally true. So we got to continue to practice. And also talking about how balance isn't just about balance, about stability in those joints and stability in those muscles that help surround those joints. Take it up, open up that tree. And again, if you want a challenge, take your gaze somewhere else. And then bringing it back to center. And then as we release, again, crossing that leg over. Make sure you first have that stable base. Inhale yourselves up and exhale and fold it forward. So coming into that forward fold, holding it here. First walking ourselves over a little bit to the right. And then walking ourselves over a little bit to the left. And again, aiming to feel a stretch to the outside of that right leg, from the outside of the right knee to the outside of the right hip. The leg that's crossed behind. And I should have said this a little earlier, if you can't get those hands to the ground yet, you can take them to the legs, but if you have a yoga block to use, or even a big stack of books or something, bring it back to center. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release, and then inhale and reverse swan dive, making our way all the way up to standing, coming up, and bring the hands down around, and then you can uncross. All right, as we make our way to back down to the ground, making sure you've got room to get there. If you've got a little bit less space, make sure you're oriented the correct way, and we'll inhale up, exhale, folding it forward. We're just coming into that traditional forward fold, lengthening those legs and those hamstrings, lengthening that back, trying to draw it all together. Even here, as we're bringing our body together, make sure that those abdominals are not being forgotten. You're still pulling that belly button right in towards your spine. And bringing that fold. And from here, those hands down, you can walk or jump into a plank. As we come into that plank, you're just gonna come to a nice strong hold. Pull that belly in again, nice and tight. Always remember that the abdominals help support that back. So pull that belly in, lengthen through the top of the head, all the way down through the toes and through the heels. And then from here, slowly chaturanga, release to our up dog. Lifting up through the front of the body, tuck the thighs and your feet, and then curl your toes to your downward facing dog. And we get to that down dog, pushing up, body weight back into those heels, just away from the arms, and hold it here. Take that right leg up behind you, nice and high into your down dog splits. And then let's bend that knee, swing it forward in between hands, and come up into a high lunge. So elevate your chest, elevate that body, come up, bend into both knees. If you need help with balance, remember you can always go to a low lunge and bend that back knee and come down onto it. But if you can, come here, bend into both knees. Look for the right toes, make sure you can still see them. Checking that knee placement. And then from here, taking the arms back behind you, we'll roll those shoulders back and down. We're just gonna fold over that right leg. So hands clasped, roll, fold forward, still holding your high lunge. And then from here, release. Bring yourself back up into that high lunge. And then from here, open up the hips, open up the arms, and come into warrior two. Okey-dokey, thanks for doing this out. So coming into warrior two, holding it here. Just holding your warrior two. Go. I think I'm here. Hopefully I'm back. No idea what's going on. All right, I'm having technical difficulties too. All right, so only worry, at least I left you in a somewhat sustainable posture. All right, take the arms back behind you, roll those shoulders back and down, and let's come into humble warrior. So again, we've just come into our warrior two. No idea what happened, just automatically disconnected me from everything. Thanks. All right, humble warrior. Bring yourselves over that leg. Just folding over, arms are clasped behind you and extended just wherever the shoulders will allow. So also maybe too feeling a stretch in those shoulders here. One more breath. Let's release those arms. Let's put them onto the ball of the right foot. And then let's come into warrior three. First, let's just push off right leg. Let's start with our hands at our heart center. So coming to balancing on that right leg, lifting long through that right leg. And this is where also if you need help with balance, something in front of you that your hands can hold on to could be helpful. And then again, taking the arms back behind you. If you can, again, clasp the arms behind you, rolling the shoulders, lengthening that left leg, make that right leg nice and long. Again, just taking those arms into that similar clasp position. And then releasing the arms and bringing them forward. Again, here, this would be where you need help with balance, something in front of you to rest the hands on could be helpful. If not, just come where you can. If it's too hard with the arms in front, biceps tucked in the ears, keep the hands in prayer at your heart center. Breathe. One more breath, and then release to a forward fold. Come into your forward fold. You need to walk it out. You need, and then just hold your fold, relax, release. And from here, hands down, walk or jump. You want to jump, just bend the knees, put those legs back, come into your plank and hold it here. Just plank and hold. And then from here, slowly, chaturanga, release to that up dog, and then to your down dog. Coming into that downward facing dog, resting here for a few breaths before we go to the other side. All right, left leg lifts up behind you, nice and high, down dog splits. Bend that knee, bring it forward, in between hands, up to your high lunge. And remember, as we come here, if you can see yourself either in your screen or elsewhere, knee over the ankle, a little behind is fine. You just don't want to be pushing that knee out over that ankle. I don't know if I can get there. But if you can't have any visual guidance, look for your toes. As long as you can see them without having to look for them, you're probably good. Take the arms back behind you, roll the shoulders back and down, and fold over that leg. So coming into that fold, hold it here. And again, arms just clasping and lifting off that body, and lifting up and away. And then release, come back up into that high lunge, drop onto the inside of the back foot, open up the hips, open up the arms, into that warrior two. Same thing here, check that knee placement by looking for those left toes, squeeze those shoulder blades together, reach long with those arms. And then if you feel that body settling in, bend a little deeper into that front knee. If you're worried about that knee placement, then just wiggle those toes forward. And then once again, hands behind you, clasp them, roll the shoulders back, and fold over that left leg. So humble warrior, just folding over that leg. And then from here, release those hands, back come to the left leg, little push all that body weight forward onto the left. When you're ready, hands at the heart center, warrior three. Start here, find your balance, lengthen that right leg, lengthen that left leg, and again, pulling up on that belly, belly tight. And again, clasp the arms behind you, roll the shoulders back. Balance and hold. And then release the arms if you can. Tuck the biceps in the ears, arms forward. But again, if that's a little too much, and keeping the hands at your heart center will help with that balance. The longer the limbs, the more there is to help to have to balance, harder it is. Lengthen and lift, give me one more breath. And then let's release to a forward fold. So let that right leg come down and back into your forward fold. Holding it here. Take a couple breaths, inhale, exhale. And while we're here, just rock that body weight onto the balls of the feet. Use the hands to help steady you so you don't feel like you're tipping forward. Just take the hands there, rock the body weight right onto the balls of the feet so you're on your tiptoes. And we're coming back down. And then once again, rock on the balls of the feet. And then coming back down. Okay, hands down, walk or jump to that plank. Get nice and strong, pull that belly in nice and tight. Release all the way down to your up dog, and then to your downward facing dog. And looking towards those hands, walk or jump those feet up to those hands to that standing forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse swan dive, make your way up, all the way up to standing, and then back up. Bring the hands down and around. And as we make our way into our next posture, before we get there, we'll just give that quadricep a little bit of a stretch. And again, if you need help with balance, this would be where to, again, a big piece of furniture that's very stable that you can lean into, or a wall. We're just gonna start off by grabbing that right ankle, pushing it into the palm of that hand. So let's just give that right quadricep a little stretch. If you want, you can bring the left arm up, kiss those inner thighs together, squeeze it together, draw that heel in towards your body. All right. And then when you're ready, release that leg, and go ahead and grab a hold of it below the knee to the front, bent knee, coming in front. Now here's where we have some options. You have the option to sit back down where we began. You have the option to stay standing, to take that full posture, taking that toe, extending that leg, and taking that arm back. You also have the option to keep that knee bent with the hand holding below the knee. and twisting back. So again, doing whatever works. Again, you have the option to come back to seated position if you need to here. If you can, try some variation standing, doing what works for you. And again, that big piece of furniture, if it's there, is helpful to stand with that standing leg at, against, so that as you do go anywhere, you're gonna go into that wall or that furniture. Take one more breath. You're reaching back. You're just gonna untwist, and then you're gonna release that leg and give it a shake. Then if you were in front of anything, go ahead and turn around the other way. Even like my large dresser would be a good place for me to be. I won't hurt myself if I go into it. So it's entirely up to you. Do what's needed, but first we're gonna start with that quad stretch. So left leg, grab a hold of that ankle, kiss those inner thighs together. First start by just stretching out the front of the leg. Making sure you're on the other side. And then as you're ready, release the ankle, bring the knee to the front. Again, start here, grab a hold below the knee, put that leg in towards your body. And then as you are ready, go where you need. So again, if you're coming into that opposite hand, grabbing the toe, the arch of the foot, start there. And then as you can, lift the left arm up and come back and twist. And if you can't do that, again, keep the knee bent, take the twist, or if you want to stay without the twist, extend the leg, do what works. Try a few variations. One more breath, back to center, and release. All right, so feeling a lot of joint stability in those ankles and those hips. All right, and when you're ready, shaking it out and inhale up, exhale. Let's make our way to a forward fold. Coming into that forward fold. Feeling a little stronger, perhaps, hopefully, in those legs. And down walk or jump into a plank, nice strong plank, belly in, nice and tight. And then slowly, chaturanga, release, come to your up dog. And then when you're ready, to your downward facing dog. So coming into a downward facing dog, holding it here. Take a couple breaths. Inhale, exhale, release. Working on a little bit of core strength here as we come forward back into our plank. Then you're going to take the right arm, so it's just underneath the body. We're going to come to a side plank. So we're going to roll and rotate to the side. Take that left arm up. Now, if this is too hard and too much on any part of that body, you can bring that right knee down. So we've just rotated, opened up to the side. So do what works. Take what you need. Keep those hips lifted. Draw that belly in, and just breathe. Variations could involve lifting that left leg up. One more breath. And then let's come back to center and then come to a quick child's pose before we go to the other side. So I'll give you a brief rest. Unless you want to stay in plank, feel free, go for it. I'm going to stay in the plank. You can. But then as you're ready, lift that head up first. Let's just go into a down dog. Get another resting posture here. Angle forward to your plank. This time, left arm underneath the body, move it around, and then come to your side plank. Lift that right arm up. Option, lift that right leg up. Keep those hips lifted. Option to drop that left knee if you need. Hold here, and breathe. One more breath. Back to our plank, chaturanga. We'll lift up to your up dog, and then to that downward facing dog. Push back into those heels, just away from the arms. Hold. And then again, knees. This time, open the knees super wide. Sit into a nice wide child's pose. A little bit different knees instead of being about mat width, or even more than the mat width. Now, nice wide child's pose. And then just let the arms release. Rotate those wrists one way or the other. And then lift that head up. And while we're here, with those knees nice and wide, if you can, keep those knees even wider, and then bring that body weight forward. So giving those inner thighs a nice big stretch. If you need cushion for your knees, don't be afraid to grab a pillow, a blanket, a towel, something to help those knees. But here the knees are just nice and wide, kind of a frog pose, stretching those inner thighs. Those adductor muscles. For a cyclist, those adductors keeping them tight because although they're not used in a lateral motion when you're riding, they're used to stabilize the big muscles in the front. All right. And then you come out of it, just walk your elbows back, bring yourself back. All right, next up, as we make our way into our crow pose, you're gonna have options to just kind of try your crow pose. But first, we're gonna start with those hands down, fingers spread wide underneath those shoulders. And then from here, we're gonna come up onto the balls of the feet, and we're gonna bring those elbows. So those elbows are at the back of the arm, or the knees up, so they're at the back of the arms. So right above the elbows, don't go to the elbow joint, go above into the triceps. And then from here, we're just gonna rock that weight forward onto our toes. And then as you can, lift up one foot, and then the other, and balance and hold. And you can only do it for a second, just try it. And again, it's about bringing that body weight forward and that head forward and trusting yourself that you're not gonna go anywhere, okay? So if you can, lift up, hold, best as you can. I'm gonna give it another try. If you're holding, just hold. If you can't, just come to those toes and put as much weight as you can forward and hold. And hold. One more breath. And then let's release. Let's come back and let's come off those wrists while we're here. I'll turn around so you can see. We're just gonna come into a nice low squat. Again, stretching those hips, toes are turned out, most likely, unless you've got really good hip flexibility and keep the feet forward and narrow. But if not, just take them out, take the hands together, roll the wrists if you need to. Again, stretching those adductor muscles. Sit, get comfy, and just breathe. Intense stretch. So we'll come out of it for a moment because we're going to release. We're going to come up into a wide-legged forward fold. So we're just lengthening the legs now bringing the toes forward. Taking both toes forward instead of out to the side. Just wide-legged forward fold. And then we're just going to do that again. So again, get yourself comfortable. Wherever works, get into that slow squat. Again, super tight hips, hip flexors. Especially as we get younger, it's important to keep that body flexible. And then one more time, lift up that wide-legged forward fold. And then let's inhale to a flat back. So now pulling the crown of the head forward, really pushing the hamstrings back. Should be able to keep the hands down here. And then release back to that forward fold. This time we're gonna take the hands at the crease of the hips, nice flat back. And we're just gonna bring ourselves all the way up to standing. All right, and then from here, going on to our goddess pose. We're gonna turn those toes and knees, those toes out. Just gonna pivot out into our plie. Just gonna take a big deep breath up, reach the arms up, and then bring the arms out to the side, turn the palms up, and as we do, bend into those knees and pull those elbows in. So from here to just bending into those knees, but pulling up through those inner thighs, stretching through those inner thighs, and if you want to wiggle those toes out a little more, feel free. Lift and lengthen through the top of the head. One more breath. And then we're just going to release to that forward fold. And then we're just going to pivot to one side, put those hands down, put that leg back into a plank. Through that plank, let's chaturanga. Let's release to our up dog. And one more time to our downward facing dog. Just coming into that down dog, pushing the body back through the heels. And then from here to our knees and to a child's pose. And this time, really reach the arms forward and try and walk the arms together so the thumbs are touching. Stretching more now through the lats, through the back, and through the side. Upper back, side of the upper back, side. And then from here, slide those hands back beside your head very slowly, lift the head up. Let that blood flow come back to that head. Slowly, slowly lift ourselves up, coming up. And then on to a boat pose. So when you're ready, coming to seat, sit. As we make our way into our boat, I'll take you there easily. If you want to come more into a teaser and extend those legs, feel free. But if you're here, you're just going to bend the knees, take the arms to the side. You're going to lean back to that point where if you let yourself go anymore, you're going to hit the ground. So as you do, extend those legs. Now here in your boat, you can take those legs bent. If you want, you can extend those legs. If you want, you can grab a hold of those legs in your teaser. Really depends on what's good for you. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Try and keep those legs together. And do what you can. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift through the top of the head. Keep breathing. Give me one more breath. And then let's release all the way down. So legs down, upper body down, reach, point, and stretch. So here, just strength through the length of the body. Give those abdominals a nice big stretch, that back. And then from here, bring the hands down beside you. Bring those knees in, grab a hold below the knees and just circle it, or you can go into happy baby. You can take a hold of those arches of the feet, rock it, circle it, whatever works. And then if you're circling, just make sure you go in the opposite direction. And then next up, as we make our way into our final place in posture for Shavasana, I always encourage you to be comfortable. So because this is a place where you can just close your eyes and let that body just melt right down into the ground. So if you're not comfortable lying flat on your back, if it bothers your back, you can put something behind your knees to help support the back. If it bothers your neck, you can give yourself a pillow. You can lie on your side. You can even come to sit. That works, or lie on your belly, whatever works. Just find a place to close your eyes. Just taking the next few minutes to let that body and that mind just relax. Really nothing to do, nowhere to be. Just be present in the moment and enjoy. Keeping your eyes closed, just continue to breathe. Slowly bringing some awareness back into that body and that mind. And when you're ready, rolling around, moving those fingers, those toes, hands, feet, arms, legs. And hang that head. And whenever you're ready, you can just stay here. You can roll over to your side, either one. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. And that's a quote from an unknown source. And when you're ready, using your outside arm, if you're on your side, push yourself back up. Using your strength, get yourself back up where we began, or if you'd like, you can just stay here for a little longer. But as we take this time for ourselves, just remember, self-care is not selfish. It's time to get us stronger mentally as well as physically for everything else that we have to do in this world. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you next week. Namaste. And you guys, hopefully you don't mind, but I'm going to have to do yoga on Wednesday next week because I have to go to Segerstrom